you have any current goals, personal or professional? How important is it to reach those goals?
Well, I do music, and I'm hoping that I can hit one out the park. You know what I mean? As far as make it big. I grew up with my favorite artists, so, and I know I don't have that much time. You know what I mean? Due to age catching up with the changes right now. But I just wanna, I just wanna keep. I just wanna be a great. I just don't want her to walk her dogs. You know what I mean? The way I had to walk my dogs. I want her to have everything. When I go, I want to leave her shit that could help her. Leave her those gems and those, those diamonds that could keep her going where she gotta go. You know what I mean?
Can you share a moment in your life when you was truly happy, even if just for the moment? Describe the situation.
Truly happy.
Like nothing in that at that particular moment, there was no worries in the world. You was actually the actual definition of a happy person.
I beat 2 attempted murders.
You beat 2 attempted murder cases.
Yeah. It was a bad Halloween night, and Halloween you want to be outside, I was with a few friends and we went to a party and the party was whack, meaning the party sucked, meaning we didn't like it. We stood in front of the building. I put my foot up against the wall. We stood there for about 10 minutes. And I walked away from the wall and somebody took my spot and put their leg up. And they got shot in the head. You know what I mean? And I could have been shot in the head. And as I'm bugging out saying, should I go home? Nah. Something wanted me to stay in the street because that's the devil's night. So, tempted to go to another place. Something almost happened. And it just got to the point where the air was too thick in the sky and the clouds were too dark. And I just, I remember saying, yo, let's get out of here, let's go to the block. And we go to the hood, which is Morris, and I see my friend holding his face. And he's cut. And I'm losing my mind. Like, what happened to you? And I'm raging with anger. And he's like, yo, blood's cut me. And this is around the time that, we didn't even know what Bloods were at that time. We only knew them from California, and I guess I'm sure, you know what I'm saying? I will use his name because, he was somebody that put a chapter in the area at that time, you know what I'm saying, and started getting a name, and the Bloods were coming up, and it just got to the point, you know what I'm saying, where Giuliani was like, yo, if you get cut because they talking about Devil's Night and it's their night, and you do something to one of them, you got a possibility of being it.
That was the $1.50 era.
That was the initiation night.
Yeah.
So supposedly that night they cut my friend. I wasn't trying to hear it, and I went over there strong with a bunch of dudes, and we started letting them have it. And I don't know exactly what set it was that I rained on, and then I started being labeled as a Crip leader. And I myself, P-Pal, was telling you on camera, I've never been down with a gang. You know what I'm saying? Crip, Blood. You know what I mean? King, anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm just familiar with a lot of people. I always had a lot of respect in the street. And for me, catching that wreck for a friend that didn't even really check on me in the hospital, you know what I'm saying? Was it worth it that night? Was it worth it to stay outside? Was it worth it to revenge, your anger over a friend? Was it worth going to jail? So I took it. They took it to trial. They give you your chart, where you hurt the people on your chart, and and I beat it, man. You know what I'm saying? It gets deeper than that, but I beat it, and it was a great sense of like, wow, like, you know what I mean? Like, now I don't gotta go away. You know what I'm saying? I beat this shit fair and square. I got gang members testifying on me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but my question, I would be happy too, but the question is a moment where you're truly happy. But if you're going through that, are you truly happy in that moment? Even though you're still in that environment, you got to go back.
No, I'm happy because I promised my moms and my grandmother that I wouldn't put them through that. Nobody wants visitors, bro.
So getting off and not being charged.
Yeah, do you want to be? I think I was facing 2 attempted murders, bro. Like the judge was going to smack me. Whatever happened in my favor was the fact that why am I by myself? Why is Pete by himself, and why are gang members testifying against me? You know what I'm saying? How does that look? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I can see why.
Like, they should have been embarrassed, and I hope.
This is because the next question was going to be, can you share a traumatic moment in your life, and how did it feel, and what you learned from that experience? But this seems like it's the same thing.
No,
because it's a traumatic experience. But it turned out to be a happy experience.
I was a friend of mine that I grew up with, that I consider my cousin. We called each other god brothers. His name is Abby. He had a cousin named Amy, and there's a park around the way called Pole Park. And I was riding a bike, and I had pegs on my bike. And Amy was riding on the back, holding on to me. And I kid you not, lightning struck and hit the park ground where I was riding with my bike. And that shit hit me and her, bro, like the tire. And I thought she was gone, bro. And I don't mean to lie, Amy, I love you. And after that, I thought I was Thor, but shit. I realized I wasn't. I was a little dot Thor.
How important is mental health and speaking to a therapist? Have you ever spoken to someone?
Nah, man. I never spoke to a shrink or anybody that, you know what I'm saying? My ex told me I should have went to counseling with her. I decided not to.
How do you think that decision played out at the end? Do you think you should have taken that offer?
Maybe. Maybe. Because I got a friend I was talking to the other day named Naomi. She's a grade school friend of mine, very close friend of mine. And she was, she deals in that type of field. You know what I mean? With a degree in that psychology shit and all that. And me listening to her, because I know her, and she was preparing me basically of what they would ask you or tell you. And I was comfortable being able to answer questions to my friend, but can I do it to a stranger? You know what I'm saying?
What do you hope the future has in store for you? Let's say 20 years from now. Everybody says, like if you go for a job interview, they usually say, hey, what's your 5-year plan? But most people, successful people, or just people with a broader vision, they have a 20-year plan. Countries have 100-year plans. Some countries have 1,000. Where do you think you'll see yourself in 20 years? 20 years goes by quickly.
20 years, I'll be on a hammock somewhere. Should be swinging, hoping that the weather ain't changed. my daughter would be in a big football field that I made it possible for her to have. Sky's the limit. Anything that I'm doing for myself is eventually going to her. It's for her right now. I'm not living for myself anymore. Basically living for my child.
Do you believe in God? If yes,
I believe in a higher power.
If yes, what do you think it is?
I believe in God. I believe in Jesus. Do I believe there was probably many gods at one time? I believe there's a lot of situations, you know what I mean? But do I know for sure that there's a good and a bad, higher power? Of course. Do I roll with the story that we all have? No, I roll with my own story. Do I go to church? No, I don't. Do I accept God in my house? Is my house God's kingdom as well? Yes, it is.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the LGBTQ and trans people?
I'm not with all that extra shit, man. Like whoever want to do that, man. That's all on y'all, man. I ain't got nothing to say anything bad about that. I get it. Some people are brought up in this world. They was uncomfortable since day one. Some guys were brought up in this world, and at 2, they were already in the closet trying to dress on. You know what I mean? Some girls were brought in this world trying suspenders on. You know what I mean? To each his own. That's what I say. Keep me out of it. I'm not a phobic to any of the situation, but let's just have respect, you know what I'm saying, for each other.
Do you believe in aliens? You think they're
hell yeah.
You think they're here already, or they just?
I think they've been here, and I'm looking for them black glasses that Roddy Piper had.
And what was the Roddy Piper?
They're here. They're alive. They're there. What was the name of the movie?
They live.
They live. But I do believe that that there is an outer world with extraterrestrial situations.
What's your favorite genre of music, the artist, and why?
You're definitely gonna go with Nas. Stay a Nas fan forever.
Why Nas over everybody else? Why'd you choose
Nas is very articulate, man. Nas thinks of things that the average man don't think of. I mean, who does a song in reverse? Who does it? Who could give you every sentence backwards? You know what I'm saying? Who could give you a letter from the alphabet reflecting somebody's life as a document, as a documentary? Who could do that? You tell me. And the list goes on.
He's one of a kind, I'll tell you that. Tell me something no one would guess about you.
That I fold my dirty clothes and put it in the hamper. I'm glad you think I'm funny. You lucky you're not black, because I go straight across the table. You know what I'm saying? Act like Farrakhan's.
Yo, you said you fold your dirty clothes. Yeah, I've never heard that in my life.
And it's bugged out that somebody, it's crazy. Somebody noticed it.
How did you come across that? How did that happen? I have to know.
I don't know, bro. You know what it is? You're so used to throwing your laundry in a laundry bag. So I do that, right? But when it's time to do the laundry, I empty the bag out, go get the bag that I'm going to travel with to the laundromat, in the basement or whatever.
Oh, you don't fold them and throw them in the hamper?
No, I throw them in the hamper.
But then you fold them to go wash.
And then I fold them to put them, you know what I'm saying, to freak it and carry it.
All right.
And then,
I'm thinking you folded it and just placed it in the hamper.
But still, you're still folding dirty clothes.
Yeah, but it's different.
But I'm folding dirty clothes to make room.
The way you're saying is like, I'm folding it because I need to carry this shit neatly. But if you would have folded
it, I'll just
folding it and putting it in the hamper, I'm like, yo, that's some weirdo shit. And
but some people think it's weirdo shit. Just the fact that I'm folding the clothes to put it in the bag to go. So right when I pull up at the motherfucking spot to wash my clothes, they somebody thought I already washed the clothes. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. I've never heard that
bugged out
in my life. I promise you're the only person in the world who does that.
But that's cool though. You know what I mean?
I ain't mad at you.
Because I'm hope I'm not the only one that eats peanut butter with their pancakes. You know what I'm saying?
That sounds
I might want to try that shit.
Yeah,
remember, salty or sweet.
Is there a truth about your life that no one knows?
Truth about my life that no one knows. Truth about my life that no one knows.
Shout out to Renee.
Who's Renee? I mean, the truth in my life.
Renee, you're good.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I tried. They call me Powers. I was given that name. They called me P-Rock at one time. I tried to tag. I wasn't a nice tagger. So I can't say that I came up doing what I do and doing music, because a lot of guys got their names from writing on walls. Mm-hmm. I never did that. But I tried. When I noticed it wasn't for me, I just went with the flow. I wasn't that nice at art, you know what I'm saying, like that.
So your truth is no one knew you tried. You attempted to be.
I attempted to be a bomber,
like a graffiti artist.
Yeah, make pieces, bombs, and whatever you want to call those shits.
You still do
and it wasn't for me. You know what I mean? And I could write my name nice, and you may think, oh, he's nasty with it, but nah. Oh, and another secret, I would pull up to the basketball court with a pair of Orloffs, some bomb-ass sneakers that you shouldn't be walking in the court with, brand new, looking like I'm about to put it on you, and then they be like, I got him, and I'm like, nah, my leg hurt. You know
I just can't look good.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I got my gun in the duffel
so
bag.
I was designated hitter.
Was there a gun in the duffel bag?
Yeah.
I just making sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I pulled up on the scene to be the cleaner. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so you just came for the trouble.
Just popping shit.
Let that ball bounce wrong.
Yeah, nah, that's fucked up. I gotta admit, that was me. That's crazy.
If you could tell the world one thing before your death, what would be your last words?
Baby, I tried. I was put here. Nah, I would say you can't rush greatness. And I never tried to rush my greatness, man. And like I said, those are my last words, man. You can't rush greatness, man, because I put out so much dope content with what I do and what I believe in. And I take my time with my artistry, you know what I mean? And besides, you wanted to give a shout out to a loved one, or I love my daughter, but you know what I mean? They don't make them like me anymore.